Hey there, it's John Siskovich. I'm sitting in my brooder and it is quiet. It's super quiet because it's empty. There's nothing in it. Where did my birds go? So I did the single greatest thing that a pasture farmer can do. I moved these little guys out into the field. Just moved the birds out today. Have this guy to show you the feathering. See all these primary flight feathers here? I like to feather my birds out a little bit. They're about 2.5 weeks old right now. It's been a warm streak, and it's not going to get cold at night over the next couple nights when they hit 3 weeks. So I put them out a little earlier. Some people go all the way to 3 weeks in the summer when things are warming up, especially if it's warm. I'll go out a little bit earlier because the brooder gets real hot. It's not a great environment, and too much heat in the brooder is as bad as too much cold. You want to get them close to outside as you can in the brooder before you have to move them out again. And then you move them outside and make sure it's not near any rain in the forecast. They're in a comfortable dry area, and just give them all the benefits and kind of legs up that you can when you're bringing them out to pasture. Let me pause the video, return this gal to her chicken tractor, and I'll be right back. So the moving out process is pretty easy. We have the chicken crates, transport crates that have been cleaned. They're not, you don't have old chicken poop with the new baby chickens who are a little bit more fragile, haven't, experienced the world as much as the old birds. And we have 8 chicken tractors per batch. There are 30 chickens in each chicken tractor. There's 60 square feet on the inside of the chicken tractor, so that's 2 square feet per bird. I found that's a good ratio, good size for this model. It's been working for me so far. I'm always open to suggestions. 60 square feet, 30 birds per chicken tractor, 8 chicken tractors per rotation, 240 birds per rotation. And then we start out when they're baby chicks, we take 8 of those crates and we put 30 birds in each crate. Then when we bring it out to the pasture, it's 1 crate per chicken tractor. Especially if you're working with other people, there's not another level of counting. It's a little bit easier, one to one. It's really easy. You take care of the counting in the coop. Now in the brooder, we're counting the birds as we're putting them in. That does 2 things. 1, it evenly disperses the chickens out in the chicken tractors when we go to offload them. But 2, gives me a head count on all the flock. So I know how many birds I got in, how many died in the brooder. Is my tracking sheet matching up with that final count? If it's not matching up, who hasn't been writing down the numbers? Do I have to discipline somebody? Which really it's just Kate and I running the farm right now, so it's just one of us. But everything checked out. The birds actually did really, really well. It's been warm outside. One of my previous videos on broilers was about putting birds out when it was rainy outside. This, I lucked out. I saw some rain in the forecast, knew that we were gonna have some heavy downpours. And even though it wasn't gonna get really cold, the birds just don't do well in driving rain, you can imagine. So, as they were small, left them in the brooder an extra day or 2, got past that heavy rain, and because it's still hot and muggy, brought them outside, and they're doing fantastic. Now, before I brought the birds out, I mowed an area because I didn't want the grass too tall. This was super lush. I don't have ruminants enough to eat down all the grass, so I went out and mowed. You can kind of see the mow lines behind me. Allergies are great right now. Brought all the chicken tractors out, tarps, the feeders, the waterers, everything cleaned, sterilized, soap and water. Brought out the electric fence that I use. You can see the little line right here going through the grass. This is impossible. Pointing to things on screen is impossible to do with the way I shoot. But anyways, so I have a wire run around the outside of the chicken tractors. They're encased in that wire mesh. I sell these chicken tractor designs on farmmarketingsolutions.com/store if you're interested. But yeah, been doing this for a couple years. Really love it. The prep is a big thing, bringing them out, and then coming back later in the day because they're so small that they find cracks and crevices that they can't get through when they're bigger. But those first week on pasture, if your pasture's not perfectly smooth, which I don't know anybody whose is, you'll get escapees. Come out at night, save those birds, patch those holes with just some firewood, a log. It's easy to move. You have a bunch of it on farm. Ends up saving the bird's life. They have a hard time getting back in. Once they get out, they get confused and they just search around the outside of the chicken tractor. If they're inside, they're bored, they're looking for somewhere to escape. So come out at the end of the day, look for some escapees. Any questions on chickens? head on over to permaculturevoices.com /John, permaculturevoices.com /John. You can ask your chicken questions there. Diego will forward them on to me, and I will answer them on the podcast, or you can leave them in the comment section of this video. But all that said and done, thanks for stopping in. It's a good time of year. I'll talk to you guys soon.